Hi Year 12, we're going to continue on. Now we've got our part 4 of our analysis of the love song of Alfred Prufrock. We start with our next stanza of "No, I'm not Prince Hamlet, nor was meant to be. I'm an attendant lord, one that will do to swallow progress, start a scene or two, advise the prince, no doubt an easy tool, deferential, glad to be of use, politic, cautious and meticulous, full of high sentence, but a bit obtuse, at times indeed almost ridiculous, almost at times the fool." So we do have this reference here to Shakespeare's Hamlet. And we get a sense of Hamlet's monologue or soliloquy, to be or not to be. And when Hamlet in the play is asking those questions, to be or not to be, he's trying to make the decision to avenge his father's death and whether or not to act. Prufrock himself doesn't make decisions, and he doesn't want to be. He'd much rather be the smaller player in this play and in his own life. Hamlet too is indecisive and also has this big overwhelming question to ask, but he does become the hero. But Prufrock is telling us, I'm not the hero. I'm not Hamlet, nor was I meant to be. So Prufrock answers the to be or not to be question of Hamlet, saying he's not meant to be. He's the minor character, he tells us. He's deferential, glad to be of use, politic, cautious, meticulous. He's beset by doubt. He's asking questions constantly. And so then we have to ask, is it actually an allusion to Polonius in Hamlet, who spoke with high sentence and a bit obtuse? Or is he actually referring to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, the messengers who, arguably don't even need to be in the play? They're just a plot device, nothing more. Or is he even Yorick, the fool? But again, we get this uncertainty. Which one is he meant to be? And notice the chiasmus there of the inverted sentence structure. Prufrock is confused and doesn't understand what's going on. Is Eliot himself making a commentary on the lack of control the men of his time have over their own lives? This sense of over-education and a lack of self-determination. And so they make notes on the lives of these men and futility. Can we link this to the hollow men that we're going to be studying a bit later? The fool in Shakespeare's plays is often one who is wise, but Prufrock is fearing becoming a meaningless joke, becoming the fool. Is he asking, am I the dead Yorick? Is fool being ironically used? At times, indeed, almost, and almost at times. So that chiasmus there, it makes it confusing. And again, we have that repetition of the time motif coming through, and that inability to make a decision, that uncertainty that travels the whole way through this poem. And then it moves on. I grow old. I grow old. I shall wear the bottoms of my trousers rolled. Shall I part my hair behind? Do I dare eat a peach? I shall wear white flannel trousers and walk upon the beach. I have heard the mermaids singing each to each. I do not think they will sing to me. I have seen them riding seaward on the waves, combing the white hair of the waves blown back when the wind blows the water white and black. We have lingered in the chambers of the sea, by seagulls wreathed with seaweed red and brown, till human voices wake us, and we drown. So I grow old, I grow old. Time has now passed. We've actually moved on, and the use of the ellipsis there gives us a sense of weariness and this repetition, and life is now passing before Prufrock's eyes. And then it gets contrasted straight away with the next line. How should he wear his pants? Again, it's this interruption of his thought processes with something insignificant, and again bringing in his insecurities. Shall I part my hair behind? Do I dare eat a peach? Hair is a daring fashion statement. It's not profound like, do I disturb the universe? It's trivial questions now. Do I dare to eat a peach? So are these an ironic play on Hamlet's existential questions of murder and suicide in the previous stanza? Is the peach something sexual? Or is it just a mundane patheticness that's coming through? And then we move on to the allusion to Donne's song. The mermaids, the sirens lure sailors to their death. They wouldn't even sing to Prufrock. Are the mermaids like the women that come and go, talking to Michelangelo? Is a reference back to the music that he overheard earlier in the play but faded away? And then we have the waves as a sense of loss. And notice the alliteration of the W's there. And even the waves have deserted him as well. The world is receding now, not just his hair, but the whole world. And is this a metaphor for the whole of society, for the whole of this modernist world? And then we have these last lines that become quite ambiguous, and it's a lot to take from it. Till human voices wake us and we drown. He needs waking from something. He's telling us he needs waking from something. But is it his inaction that he needs waking from? Is it society itself that he needs waking from? What is it exactly that he needs waking from? And then this idea that we drown. There's no escaping sleep, no escaping reality. He's failing to act. He's forced to live this futile life where he's alone and life is wasted. And you have the unusual collective pronoun at the end. We drown. It's not I drown. It's not Prufrock. It's we have lingered in the chambers of the sea by seagulls wreathed with seaweed red and brown till human voices wake us and we drown. Is it the two people from the Let Us Go Then, you and I, or is it from the small talks of you and me? Or is it the reader? Is he addressing us as the reader? That collective pronoun opens it up for lots of questions there. And then we have the chambers that inhabit seagulls. The seagulls are the sirens. He spent so long in these dirty streets doing the empty rituals of tea and spoons, spent his life being judged on his looks, the superficial, wearing masks, that it is his reality that falls apart when he hears human voices. The moment he wakes becomes a paradox, as this is the moment that he drowns. Is he actually questioning modernity? Is it society itself that is drowned? Is it humanity that is drowning? Is Eliot seeing this death and decay in the society around him? Is this poetry and absolute? So this collective pronoun of the we, it questions who is the we? And then we get that allusion back to the first line with the let us go then, you and I. Us. Who's us? And so how you answer that question at the beginning is how you answer it here as well. And it's coming after he started to deny conformity up here about shall I part my hair behind. And so you have this whole sense in this poem of decay and death and the seedy part of town, a journey that's not happening because we get this sense of inertia, this fragmentation, isolation, uncertainty, and existentialism, asking the overwhelming question, but we never find out what it is. Notice also those waves. The waves are blown back when the wind blows, the water white and black. Is this a life stage? Is it cyclical? And then how do we contrast that against the sea? We're already in the sea. We've lingered in the chambers of the sea. Has he already been drowned by the sirens? Is it an allusion back to his early life, to his memories of the New England area? And if it does, is it a memory motif that returns just as the waves are receding, much like his hair and the hairline? So is it when we get to Rhapsody, that is all about the use of memory as well? Or is it an allusion to Journey of the Magi? Now, he had not written Journey of the Magi when he wrote this poem. But your understanding of this poem will change as you read the other ones. It gives us lots of questions to ask about his poetry, but there's a lot that comes through this with the fragmentation of the world that he lives in, this sense of loneliness and all these people in the streets where there's no connection there. Everybody is fragmented and separated from each other. And we get back to that. It's not what I meant at all. It is not what I meant at all. This inability to communicate with each other. So there's a lot to take in when you're looking at this poem, and a lot of ways in that you can look at it. This does only just touches on it really. And as you explore the other poems, there's more that you'll get out of it again. The next lot of videos will be on preludes for you.